Welcome to McMaster Gallery. First of all, I would like to give you the general view of all the pieces we have here on display at our alumni exhibition, and then I will talk a little bit about different artists and different pieces. I am going to start on the right here with the work of Jeannie Merritt, and you can see the first piece, Standing Women and the Cat. And Jeannie's work is absolutely fascinating. It's full of really wonderful details and little discoveries that you can see if you look at the pieces very, very carefully. And I can tell you that every time I come and see the show, I find new elements and little surprises hidden in each of the pieces, not just by this particular artist, but every artist whose work we have on display right now. I'm not going to go into too many details about how Jeannie creates her work, because later tonight you'll get a wonderful opportunity to listen to her artist talk. But I do want to show a couple interesting elements and focus on the details that are hidden away and that she pointed out to me as we walked through this exhibition with her just a little bit ago. Also, at the end of the presentation, there will be a short slideshow with some of the close-ups of all the pieces, so you'll be able to see some of the details better and just have a better look at the actual work. Jeannie uses a lot of different materials for creating her pieces: newspapers, magazines, special paper, and she does a lot of sketching on top of that and emphasizing details. And what I love particularly about her work is that a lot of times she works in layers and she creates more and more layers of meaning, but also she has a lot of really cute whimsical elements. For example, a lot of times you can see pets present in her work and they have this really whimsical, cute appearance. For this particular piece, Jeannie said that she actually got inspired and started this particular piece from this fascinating hat. And after that, she could see the personality of the lady and created the whole piece starting from that particular detail. Speaking about some of the hidden elements that I particularly find fascinating, we can focus on this piece as well. That was also displayed at Artfields in the previous exhibition. Unfortunately, last year it was canceled, but the time before that was featured in the exhibition. Congratulations, Jeannie. And you can see over here one of really wonderful little elements that all the pieces that go in the halo are actually made out of images of trains. As I mentioned, Jeannie works in layers, creating different images on top of images and adding details like jewelry, for example, and then sketching and creating designs on top of the words, emphasizing the features and all the most important elements of the work. A lot of these pieces are inspired by people who created a particularly big impression, made a big impression on Jeannie, especially women. So you can see the images of a lot of powerful, strong, empowered women in her work, as well as some pieces showing family scenes as well. Now we're going to move on to Gina Moore's pieces. So we have quite a number of them, and they are fascinating. And also, what I can see in common with Jeannie's work, between Gina Moore's and Jeannie Merritt's work, is that they have a tremendous level of detail that you can see if you get a closer look at the work. And again, Gina Moore will talk at length about this work also, and also one of the paintings in particular. But I would like to show you some of the elements that I find also to be very, very interesting and kind of hidden in plain sight. A lot of her work is based on her family history of her mother, her grandmother, and she goes back to family heirlooms, family photographs, and bases a lot of her imagery on that, but also incorporates some of the elements, some of the items that were prevalent or found in those times. So you can see over here the image of an airplane, but also this little object over here that I personally could not identify from the first try is an eraser that in that era was used to very quickly fix the letters if you made a mistake while typing. Also, I would like to encourage you to pay extra attention to the objects that Gina uses as her canvases. She finds different pieces of furniture or mirrors or interestingly shaped objects that she refinishes, a lot of times strips of their finish, original finish or paint, and then she decorates them in the way that inspires her, but also in the way that is showcasing the designs or elements, colors, sometimes wallpaper of that period that she's basing her photographs are based on. This is actually a piece, a yellow chair by Jeannie Merritt. It has its own little alcove that allows us to feature it very prominently. Okay, and now I'm going to give you guys another big sweep of the gallery just to show you how amazing it all looks together, because our artists have done a tremendously impressive work and it really came together beautifully. We're so honored and excited to be able to invite them, and very grateful that they were so generous with their time and allowed us to showcase their work and to have them back here. This particular piece is titled Nanita and shows Gina Moore's grandmother, who played a very important role in her life. While arranging this artwork, I was trying to put all the pieces together where they will look a little bit like a family altar, where we put the most cherished photographs that bring back wonderful, sweet memories of our childhood and of the people we love. Want to draw your attention to all the details and multiple layers that you can see in the work. Hidden imagery, stenciling, and the design based on wallpaper that was popular in that particular era. Over here, one of the most prominent pieces in the exhibition that actually looks at Jeannie Merritt's a piece that also have a similar theme. You can see that in the background there's a prayer surrounding the angelic figure and mother and child, a little bit hidden in plain sight compared to the angel figure. There's so much to see and find in every one of those pieces, from, again, little messages and prayers and words that are significant, to a lot of pencil work that creates shading and brings out very interesting, beautiful elements, as well as pieces that actually stand out like 3D elements, the ones you can see at this particular piece. And the last piece over here, created by Gina Moore, has many, many layers. And as she described to me when we walked and looked at the pieces, it has pieces that were meant to be hidden and then discovered. So you can see a lot of little elements that she did extremely intricate drawings of, but then she wanted to subdue them a little bit so they will not stand out as well. So she hid them with her pencil work and stenciled and some of the other designs that you can see over here. And now we are going to move to the center of the gallery and take in this incredible installation by Jim Arendt named Totemic Figures. A lot of people that he bases his incredible sculptures on are actually people he knows and who inspire or impress him in his real life. He uses recycled materials, and that's another element that is very similar in the work of all three artists, because all of them do recycle, repurpose, reinvent some of the objects that they use, from newspaper and magazine articles to pieces of furniture or mirrors as their canvas, to old jeans that get donated to Jim, because people know he has the reputation for putting them to this incredible creative use and creating this fascinating work with tremendous level of detail that you can see. Personally, I'm completely blown away by the level of detail of the faces as well as all the other elements, but the faces definitely take my breath away. You can see the volume of the hair created in this particular piece. I'm sure you recognize different elements of jeans that we all have in our closets. Jim's pieces are life-size, so when you walk through the gallery and come face to face with them, it's really easy to have a conversation with them, to really take in the spirit and the wonderful connection that can be created between the sculptures, but also with you thinking about them and being inspired by them, and of course being very impressed by his work. And Jim likes to use denim because it reminds him about his background. He's from Michigan, about the people who were extremely hardworking people he grew up around, his family members, people who surrounded him. And for him, denim is a very suitable material to represent that aesthetics of labor, hard work, integrity, and beauty. After this little walkthrough, you'll be able to learn more about the work, inspiration processes of each of the artists, about their connection to the School of Visual Art and Design, and learn more about that. And also, at the end of the presentation, we will have a slideshow, as I mentioned, so you can see better shots of each of the pieces, and I will be happy to stay for a Q&A session at the end. But I also wanted to let you guys know that this Thursday, November the 19th, we are going to host a live online event at the Facebook page of McMaster Gallery, where our alumni, Jim Aron, Gina Moore, and Jenny Merritt, are going to answer your questions live. So if you have any questions today, I will try to do my best to answer them, but I'm sure there will be a lot of questions that you would like to hear the answers to from the artists themselves. So that will be a fantastic opportunity for you to ask those questions. You just need to go to our Facebook page at 7 p.m. on Thursday, and you'll be able to type in your questions and we will answer them live. And also you'll be able to listen to them if you do not make it to the 7 p.m. session. The video will still stay on Facebook on our page, and you'll be able to see it later. And feel free to message me with your questions, or you can ask me now. It will be really great because I'm sure they will be pleased to share more about their artwork, because as we all are, we're very, very passionate about our work, and we love to share our inspiration processes and everything that we find so important about what we create. Well, thank you very much again, and I will talk to you later.